Hello everybody and welcome to another video. I am very excited to show you guys a couple of things that I've gotten for my stuff. First is a little sticker restock and explaining why I purchased what I purchased and how it fits into my sort of low consumption unhauled year vibes. And then a new cover, and again, some explanation because I wasn't really planning to purchase another cover here in 2025, but I was having some logistical issues in my current system. So I'll start first with these stickers. Now, I have a lot of stickers, my friends, that I am trying to go through. However, there are some that I use on a regular basis that I did say in the standards of the unhauled year, how do I open this? That if I run out of something, I will restock it. In this, there's a few things in here that I was running low on, and I wanted to do a Randi Dot Plans order while her shop was still open. So this is a cute little sampler that I got that was in my order. Very much love this. I am running low on my neutral stickies that I keep in the front of my notebook. I have a bunch of black sticky notes that I use in my office, but I was running out of just plain sticky notes, so I ordered some blank neutral sticky notes, and I'm debating maybe cutting these, but won't worry about it too hard right now. But I liked this neutral grid sticky note situation that was happening, so I got some sticky notes. Then, because I've been using these more and more as my dailies have been shifting, these timeline stickers from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. that are 4mm timelines. I like them in my dailies right now because I'm not doing as much of the day on 2 page with the bigger timeline. And I had some of these, but I'm on my last set of them. So I ordered 1, 2, 3, just more little strips because I don't use them every day, but I wanted to have a few more to bring into the mix. Now, these ones are a little bit new. These are little stethoscope stickers. Now, I didn't know that I was gonna like having a stethoscope icon until I had some stethoscopes in some sampler packs. I was already making an order with her shop, and so I got 2 sheets of the stethoscope, which should last me for a long time for when I have doctor's appointments. Yay, so I got these. I do love her little doodle icons. And I did run out of my YouTube icon stickers that I had from Paper Bits Co. But again, I was already making an order from Randi Dot Plans primarily for the timeline stickers, and she does the YouTube icons. So I got some from her shop instead, because I find that if I got something from a previous shop and I liked those, but I'm already ordering from another shop and they have something similar, I don't spend as much money if I just order from the one shop that I'm getting the like priority item, which the priority items for me were the timeline stickies and the sticky notes. And then I got some twinkles because I am running low on my own little twinkle doodles that I got from Faded Chronicle. I do use these on a regular basis just for little deco moments in my dailies and in my journalings. Again, I was already ordering from her shop, and so picked up a couple things that I know I use on a regular basis and that I was running low on. And so that is the vibe, is if I'm running low or out of something that I use on a regular basis, I will replace it if I know I use it on a regular basis. And so that to me is being just mindful of what I use, so I don't just buy stickers to buy them. I'm only really buying or repurchasing the ones that I use on a regular basis. And I think at this point I know for the most part what I use most often, so that's what I'm sticking with. Okay, now on to the cover situation. So this is my current tan cover, which I obviously love. I adore this. It is a VDS standard Nomad. This was my first VDS standard tan cover. And what I failed to realize when I first ordered it was how much I was actually going to want to stuff it full. And actually right now there's an extra pen floating in there. I have more inserts and I want to use more books than what really truly comfortably fits in here. So this is really meant to fit 4 inserts comfortably. You can see there's a little bit of buckling on the spine. The pen loops also I should have gotten widened, and my stuff sticks out more than I want it to. And actually I prefer to have 6 inserts total in here for my use case, but they just don't fit. So I wanted to consider getting a slightly larger cover. And when I was looking at options for covers, I obviously wanted to be mindful of price. I am potentially going to order a duplicate of this in the same leathers, but just widened from VDS, but if you've ever ordered from them, you know that when you start adding on the customizations, the price tends to increase quite significantly. So I wanted to find something that I could maybe fit into the budget a little bit sooner. And I was already saving up for an A6 cover for my 5-year from Elysian Paper and realized, well, why don't I just instead use that for getting another standard TN cover, because that's more of an urgent use case versus my 5-year is fine in the current cover that it's in, and I don't use it as frequently. Like I touch it daily, but it's just more for memory keeping. It's not like I stare at it every single day. I use this and open this and touch this multiple times a day. So I wanted something that I really loved. Thought about maybe getting a veg tan khaki Moterm cover because those are pretty roomy, but they're out of stock, and put myself on the waiting list for when they come back in stock. But you might be waiting a while for those restocks, and the veg tan khaki goes pretty quick. And so then I thought, I know I like the covers from Elysian Paper. I have several covers from her. Evangelia and her husband have their shop, and they're based in Greece, if I'm not mistaken. And I started chatting with her about some options. Her leather covers are 28 millimeters open by default, whereas the VDS is only 23 millimeters. So you get an extra 5 millimeters on the size of these covers compared to VDS. So I will still keep this one and will keep it in the mix because I think it's beautiful and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's getting lived in. I adore it, but I want something that fits my stuff better the way that I use it. So I will eventually get another custom VDS and then maybe de-stash this particular cover. But in the meantime, I wanted to get an option that had a slightly larger cover that would fit chunkier books, more inserts, things like that. So I haven't opened this yet, and I'm gonna open it with you guys and then move my stuff over with you. And these dust bags are different than what she used to use, and they're beautiful. Oh my gosh. When I saw the photo of this, you guys, oh my gosh. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so this is the Nero leather with the olive and the bone. And we were talking about some different leather options, and this wasn't even one of the options we were going back and forth on. This was just something that I was inspired by. She sent me some options with the bone. I was like, oh, I like this. And I like this cover pocket configuration. This is called Petra's. I don't know what Petra it's referring to, but these are both little slip pockets. And I love the stitching. I love these covers by Evangelia, by Elysian Paper. They are beautiful. And then I obviously have my little string. I didn't add the same little strap on this that I did with this one because this is gonna be, I think, large enough to protect the innards without needing this protective little edge right here. And so just side by side, you can already see that this is wider than this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and show you the inside. And again, the bone leather. And I thought this was gonna be like, I didn't know really what to expect from the texture, but I'm really happy at the texture. It feels very durable. I was almost worried it was gonna have it looked like it might've been almost like a nubuck, even though that's not in the description. But this feels like it's gonna be really durable. And I love this smooth texture with this larger pebble and then this smaller pebble texture of the three leathers. And you can see it even more clearly on, this is very smooth, extra texture, slightly smaller texture. So the variation is really nice. And then this is the inside. And I did get 2 pen loops because y'all know I need my pen loops. And these pen loops are not elasticated, but they are fairly large. They do fit a chunkier pen. For example, this is a Uni 1P, and these do fit very comfortably in these leather pen loops. Granted, most of what I'm using does have a little clip on it, but they need to be big enough to fit up to this pen, which this cover with these pen loops, because I didn't widen them, does not fit this. And these would stretch, I think, over time because they are elasticated, but I'd also be worried about wrecking it if I tried to stretch it too much. And then the back is just black with obviously the Elysian logo being embossed. So this is beautiful. And it smells amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start unpacking this cover. I'm gonna keep basically everything that I currently have in this cover in the other cover. Just a little bit of deco in here, my pin, and then I'll show you the 2 side by side so you can see what I'm talking about when it comes to size. Now I do also have a Jelly TN insert to use in this that I got from Paperbound Creations, because if I do want to use this and I don't have as many books, but I want to add a little bit of heft to it, I can add that little insert and it will have extra pockets and things like that in it. And I have this in the back, and then I'm just going to start. So this is my sticker release insert, and this is my journaling insert. This is my dailies and my notes. And then this is my monthly. And this is my Tombow. So you can see the difference in height and width of the standard VDS with no widening, and then the Elysian Paper standard. This is just without any widening either. This is the normal size that this cover comes in. So it's a little bit taller and a little bit wider here. And again, even you can see you get a little bit more height and width on this. And so this is still gonna be in the lineup. It's not going anywhere. Unless I do order a duplicate with the necessary customizations, then I will likely de-stash this one at a very reasonable price. Because it has been lived in. I don't know where that came from. There's a few little random white spots that I haven't been able to get off, and it looks and feels like it's been lived in, which is so lovely. I like that feeling. And part of the reason why I also love the Elysian covers is they have that feel immediately when you get them in hand. So this is really nice. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start putting this back together. So I do wanna continue to use my moon pin because I thought this was so lovely here. And we're just gonna stick that baby right there. I do want to keep this, do I want this one here? And the rest of this I don't really need, it was just there to be there. I do have my health insurance cards that I usually keep in my planner cover, but I'll set those off to the side. I should probably stick those somewhere safer. So like I had this card and then this card, which this was from a Taylor Ryan Design order, and this was from my Planning with K order. And I just was decorating the front pockets of the VDS, but I don't need to add any extras here. I do want to keep my pencil board and my date stickers and my sparkles in my books because I use these daily, and I just haven't offloaded these into my sticker release insert. To be quite honest, that's the only reason why they're floating right now. So I'm gonna just shove those babies back there, and this guy will go right in here. And then in the back cover, I want to keep my little passport insert, which is my spending log for personal expenses. And now we're gonna go ahead and fill up this string situation. So I'm just gonna do my monthly first. So that's the one I use the least, so I want it on the outside. And then I use the most my notes, my dailies, and my journaling, and that's what goes in the middle. And I want to use this string with the knot because I have these on a jump band. And so I want that string with the knot on a jump band versus in the middle of an insert. And that jump band just goes into the middle of each book, and then you slide the band behind the string. So that's how that's set up, if you're not familiar with those. I do want my journaling insert now next. I'm so excited for this because then if I do want to use like a bigger, if I want to switch out of the inserts and go back to using a chunkier book, I will have the room to do that without the planner overflowing. And then I want to put these in here. Now, the other thing that I have is these are my Randi Dot Plans. I've got some of these icon stickers that I use in my annual tracker and my timeline stickers, and they're so small and fine that I don't really want to offload them into my sticker release insert. And I just keep these with an ollie clip, and these can just literally, they could fit in there if I wanted to, but I don't feel like fighting with that. Those are just gonna, again, stash back there. And so that is, oh my word, that is just, look at that. No overhang, nothing sticking out. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Now, I don't have a weekly insert in here right now because I've been in a fight with my weeklies and they're in timeout. But what I'm excited about is I actually picked up a standard freely planned from Planner Monkey Co., the new version that she got, and I'm interested in using that maybe in the second half of the year. And that is like a 400-page book. So by then I probably will be through all of my notes pages and all of my journaling pages. So really the idea, once these inserts are done, I want to have the option to switch into either a cut down Stalogy like I was using before because I have an extra blank one, or switch into a slightly chunkier standard book that would be able to fit in with my insert and maybe my weekly if we reconcile, and then I can close this all up. And then I also have that jelly insert, which I think I'm gonna put in here, to be honest, to just have it because it's a little extra storage. And what I can do is actually put some of these sticker sheets that I maybe don't want exposed. I can stick those into that jelly insert pocket when it arrives, which should be soon, and then keep these little ones that are bunched together back here. And actually these ones I could just stuff in here for a little extra protection because there's so many pockets. So many pockets. Some of these I just need to stick in my sticker release insert. And then this is also nice because these are functional pockets here on the front too. Now my pen loops. The only downside to these pen loops is that if I'm using a Tombow, the Tombow does fit, but it can sometimes fall out. Now granted, that's never actually happened. I think it's just my overactive imagination, because if I do this and I shake it, it still doesn't fall out. But because there's no clip on the Tombow, it sometimes makes me nervous. So sometimes I will switch to a mild liner when I'm using these, but these fit also. Again, they're roomy and they're not elasticated, but if you shake the planner, it's not going anywhere, right? And so we still have this. Now, like I said, the only downside is I just don't have that elastic protector now over the pens. But really that was also meant to protect the edges of the planner, which this is so roomy and it covers everything that it doesn't need the extra protection, in my opinion. So now, some of you might be wondering what happened to my dragon charm. It fell off my cover and the clasp on it broke. And so I did order a new dragon charm, and it actually came in like a pack of 2. So let me find that really quick. Here it is. And I just honestly ordered these on Amazon because the ones that I ordered on Etsy was literally the same thing as this. And I think it was just somebody reselling something at a slightly higher price, and I paid twice as much for it and it broke. So I have this little charm, and I also have this little charm. So I think that for right now, I want to put the big charm on because I think that's really cute. It's not as tarnished looking as I prefer, but it is, I do really like it. Yay, okay. So now I have my little charm. Now, I just want to see what happens if I theoretically put in, if I decided to go back to using my 2 weekly system, where I have 2 weeklies, a monthly, notes, dailies, journaling, and my sticker release insert. If I did this, would it fit? And it fits. Oh my, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inserts. And it fits. And those aren't even like in, those are just, I'm just holding them in there. I didn't put them on a string because I didn't want to undo it all. But this is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to have the option to do. I want to have the option to bring in as much as I might feel like I need at any given point in time. And I just couldn't do that in my VDS cover because I didn't get it made wide enough. But this is also so beautiful. And if I'm being quite honest, like Evangelia's prices for these custom covers are very reasonable for what you can find in the custom planner cover, what is it, niche of products essentially, or shops. And that's why I like getting their stuff, because they have such a unique look, and she will customize and do just about anything. If you have an idea and she can make it happen, she will make it happen, and will make things so specific to what you request, which is great. That's what you want in a custom. So this is my, wow, I can't believe all 7 of those fit in there. I'm going to take those 2 out because I don't need them right now. We're not using them. We're not currently in the mix, but this is what this looks like. So yes, that is fantastic. Oh my gosh, I am so happy with this. And I'm excited to get my jelly cover in add that insert in with maybe just a few more little storage pieces here and there for some of those more loose leaf sticker books or sticker sheets that I have. But I've got my monthly, my notes, my dailies, and my journaling insert, and then my sticker release insert. I'm so excited. And this is just sticker release paper that I sewn and taped into a cover of a sterling ink cover that was just a notes booklet, but I wanted the cover with the sticker release paper because I didn't like the original Traveler's Notebook cover on this. So there we have it. So that's what that is. And just to show you too, what happens if so this was my 400-page planner monkey coat for Leonardo that I used from the fall. So what happens if I take out just 2 of these inserts? Because this was notes, dailies, journaling, everything. So if I took even just 2 of these sections out and put this in with 3 additional inserts, would this fit? Oh, it's tight, but it's there. And what I would probably do with something like this is actually slip this into the back, and I would move that. So this would fit if you wanted to slip in like a full year sterling ink or a 400-page planner monkey co, that would fit. What I would normally do here is I would have all of these on the first 2 inserts, and then this would be just in the back and it would close. That's wild to me. Now that's not the exact configuration, like I said, but if I wanted to use that Planner Monkey Co. freely plan that's a little bit bigger, I would have room for that plus a couple other inserts. I wouldn't need realistically all 3 of these. I would just need at least this one, and that would still fit. So we are in good shape here for any future plans if I decide to get either insert happy or I want to go back to having a big chunky book. Because let's be real, having a big chunky book is quite satisfying and very fun. Okay, that is it, my friends. That is the new setup. So I'm gonna just make sure that I put this guy back into its box with its dust bag. I took everything out of the pockets, so we are good to go there. And I'm gonna just put it on standby for right now. So if I do decide I want a smaller setup, or I do wanna drop down inserts, or I only have 1 book that I need to fit in here because this would fit 1 book, right? It wouldn't fit multiple. Then I have some options, and they're very different vibes, obviously, but also they're both very much like me and like my style. If you guys know me, if you see my stuff, you know that this is very much the vibe. Thank you guys so much for being here. And if you have any questions on what I've ordered and how I've ordered, like I said, I'll put the details of what I ordered down below, and I'll link Evangelia's Instagram and shop down below so you can see and maybe pick something up for yourself. She's a wonderful human being, and if you have questions, she does reply to her DMs. So yeah. All right, you guys, that's it, and I'll catch you on the next one.